Hi friends, I've got a new camera. I mean, it's not new, I actually bought it off my sister. I really wanted to get back into vlogging and videoing and booktube. I'm so ready to be back on booktube and bookstagram, hopefully, if I can get my act together. But yeah, hi guys, it has been a while, a long while, and I'm not really going to get into it, but it's been over a year since I did like consistent videos on YouTube, and I'm really hoping that this is going to be the start of getting back into it, or the last video, which will probably be out before this one. So yeah, here I am back in front of my bookshelves, and I really hope that I've got the settings right on this camera because it is a G7X Mark III, and I know that it's notorious for not having the best autofocus. So yeah, if I'm slightly blurry, then hopefully I can like figure this out over time and make sure the videos don't irritate the eye. I mean, it looks okay. I can't tell because I've kind of got dizziness and vertigo, and I'm kind of spaced out myself, so I can't really tell on the viewfinder whether it's blurry or not, but we're gonna roll with it and I will adjust as we go. But yeah, hello, welcome to another vlog. I really want to update you guys on my reading, like just my current reading situation, and also I've got a little haul to kick off the vlog, which is not gonna happen again probably. I'm technically on a book buying ban right now, and I didn't buy any of these books, so that is why we're doing a haul right now. It's kind of an unintentional haul from an indie showcase that I went to recently. So it's a bunch of independent publishers. They put on a showcase and they had a bunch of proofs there, and I couldn't not pick up some books. Other than that, absolute book buying ban. Luckily for me, I've got like a whole library. I think my current physical owned books that I haven't read yet on these bookshelves is 191, and I was shocked when I put that into Notion. Like, I did a whole like database thing on Notion. So behind me I've got two big bags. One is for the charity shop and the other is hopefully for like Depop or Vinted. The chances of someone wanting an Illumicrate special edition and just stumbling into a charity shop that has one is so rare, so it just makes more sense to sell them. I'm not gonna like be extortionate about it. So yeah, I have unhauled a bunch of mainly, I would say, like fantasy, but yeah, a lot of fantasy books, even though I really do like fantasy. It's just so many of them aren't my thing. I think I'm very particular when it comes to my fantasy. I'm going to be doing continuous unhauling. We're going to do some now actually, because my new rule is one in, one out. So let me show you which books I picked up. I also got this cute free tote. So this was one of the publishers, actually, Bedford Square Publishers. I love this tote bag so much. So I picked that up for my little haul that evening. Okay, I literally can't tell if this is a better angle. But anyway, I went and ate lunch. I scoffed down a bagel and iced coffee. So we're back. Let's try this haul again. So the first book that I got is Women and Children First by Alina Grabowski, and this caught my eye because it's actually already out in the US, I think, from the publisher owned by Sarah Jessica Parker. Correct me if I'm wrong, but anyway, that caught my attention, and then I found out that it's about the lives of 10 women in a New England town and their lives surrounding a tragic event. So you get every single one of their point of views, 5 before, like leading up to the incident, and 5 in the aftermath. So yeah, that's all I know about it. I think I'm gonna read it soon with my friends who also picked this up. And then I got a finished copy actually, and this book has been out for a while, and that is Sunburn by Chloe Michelle Howarth. My friend Ross basically said, you're gonna read this. I already knew that he loved it. It is Irish fiction, and it's on the Nero Book Awards this year, and it's set in early 1990s in Ireland in a small village called Crossmore, and it's about this girl called Lucy, and she's a teenager and she basically feels majorly out of place, and I think what she doesn't realise yet is that her sexuality is going to come into question. But at its heart, I think this is a love story between two girls. So yeah, very excited for this. And then the next one is a murder mystery called I Died at Fallow Hall by Bonnie Beck Patel. This is described as a murder mystery that's set in contemporary Britain with contemporary British issues. I've read like a couple here and there, like old murder mysteries like Agatha Christie. I recently read The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, but this is definitely going to completely shake up my mystery reading. It's going to give something a little bit different, so that's why I picked it up. This one I'm so excited about. This is called The Nude by C. Michelle Lindley, and it's set in a Greek island, again in the 90s. What I've gathered is this is about the art industry. So I know at the beginning of this novel, a very ancient sculpture is discovered in the water, and then these art experts from outside of Greece, like I don't know if they're from the US or the UK, I'm not really sure, they come over and basically examine the sculpture. It just gives me Vulture vibes, like they're just coming over to somebody else's country to take their stuff. It's giving me British Museum. But yeah, that's all I know about this, and I'm going to Greece very soon, so this might be a book that I end up taking with me there, because I love reading books in the places that they're set. So yeah, that's why I picked this up. And then the last one is a book that came out a couple of weeks ago, and it is called Amma by Sarade De Silva. I feel like I'm just going to read from here because I don't really know much what this is about. Amma is a startlingly beautiful novel about family trauma, post-colonial displacement and queerness, and it's set across Sri Lanka, Singapore, New Zealand, Australia and London. It's a novel about family displacement, queerness and how the past lives with us forever. Out of all of these books, I feel like this is the sort of book that I like read the least. I'm not the biggest fan of books that span multiple generations. I think it's the same as like multiple POV. I always like prefer one period than another, and I can easily get bored. So yeah, I really hope that that doesn't happen with Amma. I think I should read it soon, because otherwise it's the sort of book that like I'm gonna put off and put off because I'm intimidated by it. Here is my haul of what I got from the indie showcase. I am incredibly excited and inspired by all of these books, and I'm very happy to add them to my collection, although I feel bad for the books currently up there that are going to get unhauled right now. So yeah, let's do that. I definitely have a couple on my mind that I think I'm going to unhaul. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books that I'm going to unhaul right now. So one that I'm already staring at, that I don't even know why it's still on my shelf. I should have unhauled it with the rest. The Wolf and the Woodsman. This really, really beautiful copy. I need to find the dust jacket actually. By Ava Reid. I literally just got another book by Ava Reid, but this one in particular just does not tickle my fancy whatsoever. I've read the synopsis of it and I just feel so uninspired by it. So this one is gonna go. I think I'm gonna take a few of my proof copies back to work, ones that I've read and ones that I don't think I'm gonna read. Let me grab the ones that are gonna get the chop. Okay, I've got a few here actually. So Piglet I read earlier this year in a reading vlog actually, and I gave all my thoughts. It's a 3-star book. I think at the time I gave it 4 stars. No way. I've completely changed my rating system since then. This is not a 4-star book for me. This is definitely a 3-star book, so it's not one that like I want to keep a hold of. So yeah, I'm gonna take that back to the office. The next one is Dead Animals by Phoebe Stucks. This one I was initially really excited about, but when I started reading it, it was incredibly intense and just not what I want right now. I don't think it is going to be a book that I want to read in the future either. Even though I feel like it will be a really powerful book and a lot of people are going to love this one, I don't think it's for me right now. It reminds me of a lot of books that I've read in the past, and I don't think I'm going to get any more from this one. Sorry, I'm just being super brutal right now. The next one, I don't even know why I still have it. It's This Woven Kingdom by Tahara Murphy. I got really excited when I saw this in my local bookshop when I was working there like 2 years ago, whenever this came out, and nobody else wanted it, so I was like, oh my god, yeah, fantasy, that was like my bag back then. But then I started hearing the reviews of this one, found out from a lot of my friends that it just wasn't the best book ever, and I think that just left a bad taste in my mouth. So yeah, I'm unfortunately getting rid of this one too. I just don't think I'll ever read it. The next one I'm kind of sad about, but again, it's just one that like I've had for a while and I gave it a go, but I just don't think is for me, and that is Chain Gang All Stars by Nana Kwame Adjei-Brener. I read the first couple of chapters last year and I was really excited at the time, but then I just didn't feel the need to pick it up again, and I'm not gonna read it, although I feel like it will be a great read for the right audience. One that I read at the tail end of last year is Little Rabbit. I really enjoyed this. It's another 3-star book, so yeah, another one that I'm not gonna keep a hold of. I would definitely recommend this one, more so than I'd recommend Piglet. It does get quite dark. It's about a pretty toxic relationship. It's just written really beautifully. And then the last book that I think I'm gonna unhaul today, I ended up unhauling way more than 5, is White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. I read this a couple of years ago and genuinely have like really great memories of reading it, but I am not going to be rereading this one. It is just like a fun kind of ghost storybook that I genuinely thought would have a second installment. I don't know why I thought that at the time, but it felt so open-ended that I genuinely didn't think there was any way it wasn't going to be like followed up. So yeah, pretty much another 3-star book that I just won't read again and don't need to hold on to. I could easily film like a massive unhaul video of all of these books, but I really don't want to focus like a whole video on getting rid of books because it just feels so negative. So yeah, I'm gonna silently get rid of the rest, and you guys will probably see if I link my Depop or Vinted or whatever I end up selling some of them on. So yeah, that feels good. I think that means that I have technically reduced my TBR by more than I've added to it. It's still gonna be like 187. I really need to just get on with my day. I might end up filming that TBR jar video this afternoon, and I'm also going to be seeing a friend for dinner tonight, so I won't talk your ear off that much longer, but I will just mention before I get on with my day what book I'm reading at the moment. I'm only physically reading one book, which I think is good, but it's just taking me a while to get through it, so I have no clue if I'm going to finish it in this vlog. But anyway, that is the Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. Hopefully I'll finish this by the end of the month. Like, I'd be surprised if I didn't, actually. I can't be making those sorts of bold statements. It is a long book, so I'm on page 211, which is really feels very far into a book, but it just doesn't look it. Just over 650 pages, and I've been reading it already for like 3 weeks. I'm so happy that I picked this up because it's been over a year, I think, since I finished The Poppy War, which is my favourite fantasy book. I don't really have much to say because it is genuinely just like a continuation of The Poppy War. I feel like it's already going to be 5 stars. Like, it is so good. Like, The Poppy War absolutely shook me to my core, and I really don't know where this is going to go, but I'm just so happy that a specific character is like playing a big part in this book. I love that character in the first book, so I'm so happy that they are a big presence in this one. Like, that first chapter, you'll know who I'm talking about if you know the first chapter. I guess I'm kind of enjoying how long it's taking me to read it because it means that it will last longer. I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna do now. I might do some reading. If I do read, it will be the Dragon Republic. Like I said, I might film that video. Then I'm definitely going to go for dinner with my friends, so I might take you with me then. Hello guys, it is Saturday now and I'm just going to give you a quick update before we go out because we're literally just about to go to this farmer's market, I think, and maybe on a walk by the river. I don't know. I don't really know what the plan is. I'm leaving that to Jamshed. I just wanted to give you a quick update. So I haven't finished the Dragon Republic just yet, but I am over page 500. So I think I've got roughly 120 to 30 pages left of this, which I'm definitely going to be finishing today. Like, I've committed to finish this today. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this here, but when we get back later this afternoon, I'm literally just gonna hunker down and read for the rest of the day before I go out this evening because I've got drinks for a friend's birthday all the way across London. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that this evening. I don't think I'm gonna vlog it, but yeah, that is like the plan for today. And then tomorrow, because it's a bank holiday weekend, I have 2 more days after this. I'm gonna be starting a 24-hour readathon, which I'm really excited about because I haven't done one of those since January, I think. So yeah, I'll give you a proper update later with the Dragon Republic and like all of my thoughts and stuff. I don't really have that many thoughts, I'm just really enjoying it, but it is taking an awful long time to get through, which I don't mind, but it's May now, so I kind of wanted to get onto my May TBR, which I talked about literally days ago now. We went to Spirited Away this week as well, which was incredible. The theatre production in London at the London Coliseum, it was amazing, like outstanding. I just did not know how they were going to pull certain things off, but the puppets were just so incredible. You should watch the trailer on YouTube. It kind of just shows a little bit of it, gives you a little flavour, and definitely go see it if you have the chance because it is so worth it. I don't know how much longer they're running it, so yeah, definitely get in if you can because it is so good and it's similar to the movie, but there are like, I mean, very, very minor differences. It's all the Joe Hisashi themes from the movie, and yeah, it's actually in Japanese though, which I didn't know. So it's actually subtitled, which you might be confused about in the theatre, but they literally had subtitles above the stage in the centre and then to the left and right, so you could kind of keep up with what's going on, especially if you aren't familiar with the story. So yeah, we had the best time doing that, and I think I like got a couple of clips from the end. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I've made Jamshed wait long enough while I got ready, and I'll take you guys with us to the farmers market. Hi everybody, it is actually the next day. I didn't quite finish my book yesterday, so I went on a run this morning and Jamshed and I went for brunch, which was so nice at Joe and the Juice. I was actually going to go to the park and read because it was so nice, but now it's so cloudy, so the plan changed and I ended up finishing the Dragon Republic at home on the couch with a cup of tea, which wasn't the worst way to do it. I feel so accomplished and so happy. Let's talk about it. Unfortunately, I can't talk about the plot itself. Most of you will know what the Poppy War is about, and if you don't, then I really urge you to look it up. This is my #1 recommended fantasy series now. The Poppy War was already on my top tier shelf on Goodreads, which it only comprises of like 6 books, and now this has joined it, so I was not disappointed at all by this. This was one of my 5-star predictions and I did end up giving it 5 stars. In this book, I feel like all the themes that R.F. Kuang brought into the Poppy War were expanded upon, which was really satisfying to read, and I just know that they're going to keep going in the 3rd one and like take it to another level. So yeah, this is, I mean, quite complicated for me. Political fantasy, and that can often be really difficult to follow, but I was just so engrossed in this that I was actually learning. Like, I felt like I was learning and that my brain was getting bigger. That's how it felt while I was reading this. Maybe R.F. Kuang just writes in a way that makes it easy to understand warfare and the politics behind that, and like motivation and like tactics. Like, it's just so interesting, and yeah, I think that she's the only one that would make me want to read that sort of high fantasy. The other fantasy I tend to read is more like whimsical and fairy tale like, does not involve like this kind of level of depth. I can't really explain it. I think it's the themes that she uses and the fact that everything that happens in these books are things that have happened in the past in ancient China, elsewhere in the world as well, but mostly within Chinese history, which is just obviously fascinating and harrowing at the same time. I've said all this about the Poppy War, but it just, I feel like, intensified in this book, and I just really like how the characters who were really young when we started in the Poppy War have become these adults that basically are like making decisions for themselves, like finding their own motivations, and like it's kind of like solidifying like all the like allegiances. Like honestly, there were so many twists in here. I actually didn't know where this was going to end up, and I'm really quite happy but surprised at the place that it did end up. I'm really devastated by it. Like that was never gonna not be the case. Like I was so devastated by how it ended, but also it happened the way it was supposed to. Everything that happened in that final chapter kind of like made me feel exactly the way that Rin did. Like my thoughts aligned exactly with hers, and I was like, you know what, yeah, I'm fine with the outcome of this book, and I'm excited for the next one. None of that probably made any sense to you guys unless you've read it, but I guess you're just gonna have to read it. I guess you're just gonna have to read it. Oh. Okay, sorry, I've never been as invested in a series ever in my life, so this is so new for me and so exciting. After like just less than a month of reading, I finally finished this book, and it genuinely feels to me like this meme. 50, 60. I still only count as one. That just perfectly encapsulates what this book was for me. But yeah, that concludes this week's vlog. This probably wasn't the best vlog ever because I didn't really update you guys consistently. Hopefully this has like got me back into vlogging, and I'm just gonna continue to pick up the camera from now on and vlog my week. I think the next video that you guys are gonna see is that 24-hour readathon that I'm doing starting this evening. But yeah, in the meantime, I hope you're having the best day, and I'll see you next time.